Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
Technology is moving faster and faster. Recently, I was at the ATD show in San Diego, and one of the things that everybody was talking about was ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, all the things that are coming fast and furious. Recently, I was on a webinar for a new AI tool, and I have to say, I was blown away by what's coming. I am blown away by all the things that are being created and the ease of producing work. So let me just say, first and foremost, I am all for progress when it comes to technology. I know it can be a disruptor. I know it makes some people very nervous, and justifiably so. I would also tell you that when I look at ChatGPT and you want to frame out a list or an article or ideas, it's incredibly quick. And it got me thinking, how does this affect our business? How does it affect the people that we serve? So when you think about just in the last couple days, I would say couple weeks, I've had conversations with people who have lost their jobs. Now, I don't think it's in direct correlation to chat or AI, but I definitely think there's a shift coming. I think there's a shift coming fast and furious. And I was talking to a friend who was an editor of a newspaper, and she was like, I'm really nervous about my job. And she went in and said to her boss, our job's on the line. Are we in trouble? Because, chat does so many things that are so incredibly fast. And the person's boss dismissed her and said, oh, no, don't worry about it. And 2 days later, they had a meeting. We better embrace the new trends of technology or else. So 48 hours later, she went from comfort to absolute stress. And it goes back to that conversation. Now, I think about Julie Giulioni's book, Promotions Are So Yesterday. And she talks a lot about, promotions are not the only way you motivate people. People are motivated by different factors. And then I combine that with the McKinsey Institute, or McKinsey, the consulting firm, did a great research project where they showed 41% of people today, at least in their study in Q4 2022, are actively looking for jobs due to a lack of career development or coaching conversations or coaching as it relates to their careers. Think about that. Technology is coming. People are concerned about their careers. That requires leaders to have conversations. So let me give further context. It is Monday morning when I'm recording this. And what happens to most leaders on Monday, someone will knock at their door in 9:15 and say, boss, do you have a second? Really, it's going to be about 17 minutes. And that'll be one of those, maybe 4 or 5 interruptions like that during the course of the day. And typically, what do we say? Sure, come on in. So we're up to about 100 minutes, maybe about an hour and a half of time that we did not have scheduled. Then we have hopefully scheduled sessions with our people, and we might be coaching someone with a negative attitude. We might be coaching a high potential to become a future leader. We might be coaching to get ready for a presentation that they're delivering. And then we're actually doing our regular jobs, our regular work. That's a full day. And during the course of that, if 4 or 5 people knock on our door and say, do you have a second? We've got 2 or 3 sessions that are scheduled, plus we have some meetings. We're typically going to have about 10 conversations a day in some form or another. What will happen is people will hear us, Some people won't hear us. Some people will understand what we're saying. And some people will say things that we said or take that out of context, and that becomes their reality. I go back to my friend. Are our jobs in trouble? No. Don't worry about it. 48 hours. You better get ready. AI's here or else. Now, maybe the boss, to give some latitude, didn't know it was coming. Yet that 48 hours, that friend said to me, I no longer trust my editor. I said, hold on a second. Hold on. Have you trusted your editor up to this point? She said, well, yeah, he's been a great guy to work for. I said, so that changed in 48 hours? She said, well, I'm just really feeling, and people go into what I call emotional interpretive listening. Emotional interpretive listening. We start to listen emotionally. I said, you've trusted this guy for years. So in 48 hours, he just ruined it. And it shows how conversations can have an impact. They can have an absolute impact on our people, whether they look for jobs, don't look for jobs, whether they're engaged, not engaged. And here's the sad part, everybody. The numbers are already against us. The Gallup organization, who does extensive research in this area, will tell you 29% of people are actively engaged in the workplace. The other 71% are neutral or actively disengaged or negative. 7 out of 10 employees are neutral or negative. That's incredible. So think about a team of 10. You're recruiting 7 people just to think better. That's a daunting task. That's tough. So what do we need to do with all this technology company? We need to be ready. We need to know what we're coaching. If we are not ready when someone knocks on our door, say, you know what? I don't have time right now. I really want to schedule. Can you send me an email? What's this in reference to? So I could properly prepare. We have to prepare. We cannot show up and throw up during conversations. What seems small and slight to us is big and major to other people. What we say gets magnified. People, especially when there's change, do not listen logically or rationally. They listen emotionally. Let me add a further point. I had a friend who was going through a challenging time inside her company, and I ended up saying something to her. I said, well, what did he say to you? She goes, well, I just felt. I said, so what did he specifically do? Well, I got so mad, and she kept reacting to a question I was not asking. And her reaction wasn't logical, wasn't rational, wasn't thoughtful, wasn't concrete. It was emotional. And I said, hold on a second, do me a favor. She said, what? I go, take a huge deep breath. She takes a deep breath. I said, take another one. She goes, why are you having me do this? I said, take another one. She takes a deep breath. I said, without describing how you feel, calmly tell me, what did he do that got you so upset? She stops and she said, well, it's not really what he said or did. I just felt. And I stopped her and I go, do you know how this conversation started? She said, how? I said, you said he attacked you. What I'm hearing is he didn't attack you. The message he gave you had an impact. She said, yeah, that's an accurate statement. It took me 10 minutes to get her there. So the point being, everybody, technology's coming. Conversations are coming fast and furious. Are we ready? Are we ready to navigate our careers? Are we ready to ask for help? Are we ready to embrace? Are we ready to go to that next level? Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.